say that it's music, can't backtrack and make excuses. Are you mad, man? Gave you the blueprint. Take the horse to the water and tell man drink. I tried.
Yes, Central C Impact. What's good? Welcome back to the channel. Please make sure you like, share, comment and subscribe. Discussing Central C Impact. We're looking at the engine, we're looking at the marketing, we're looking at the music, and I also want to get your views. But yeah, Central C, bro's been doing bits, as you can see here. He's on this old school, it's a kind of like a remix Jay-Z, one of the remix Jay-Z track. It might have been even from Reasonable Doubt. You can see there, that's some recent music that he's released, and he's on his Jay-Z vibe at the moment, it seems. But yeah, man, Central C didn't just blow up. He was engineered for the internet. Now, I did cover SD Kid recently, and you can see, you know, when we're talking about sort of meteoric rise, I would say that as much as the heights that Central C has reached at the moment, look at, you can see that he's got 17.5 million followers. He's not even labeling himself as an artist, he's labeling himself as an entrepreneur, compared to SD Kid's 1.3, which I just covered in a recent video on the channel. You can see there's levels to this thing, do you know what I mean? There's levels to this thing. You know, sort of fashion, music, sort of overall broad impact on international culture generally, but I'd also say kind of international youth culture. I recognise that place. Is that Ali Pali? That looks like Ali Pali to me. I could be wrong. Did I have swimming pools at Ali Pali now? I didn't know that. Maybe that's somewhere else. But anyway, look, that's Central C, man. Early breakout tracks. Day in the Life. You became the first UK rapper to hit 1 billion Spotify streams in a single year. That's clearly not something that's a normal thing in the circumstances. And stream platform, repeated listening, it's just not just popularity. The music structured for short songs, instant hooks, replay value. Doja was just 1 minute and 30 seconds long, for example. Shorter songs equal more replay, more streams. That's something to bear in mind, actually. I've got a song that's like I've got 2 songs that are 9 minutes, but that's for my own reasons. One's sort of me playing the organ, the other is rapping, and you know, there's 4 different tracks on the same track. But that sort of catch off 1 minute and 30 seconds, it is going to get more attention, more replays, and it's just a good strategy. It's a very good strategy, and it's not accidental. It's clearly thought out. With him, no doubt his management team, and whatever record label he might be associated, if he is with one of them. I think he is with a record label, to be fair. So Dave, number 2 on the UK singles chart, Doja 2022. It went viral. Controversial lyric, minimal beat, loopable structure. Had a sample from it on it, actually, from the Let Me Blow Your Mind by Eve and Gwen Stefani. Okay. So there's some familiarity, novelty, and on TikTok alone, hundreds of thousands of videos. And that's something that this generation's using a lot, the sort of TikTok formula. There's business behind it though. So before even dropping the debut album, so he built some stuff apparently. Music strategic, no oversaturation, no rush albums, high demand. Touring, merch, music rights, that's all sort of entrepreneur. And as you can see there, he labelled himself in his Instagram profile as an entrepreneur, and that is quite apt, because in this modern day you can't just focus on the music, you got to also focus on the money and the numbers. There's psychology behind the lyrics, short sentences, clear ideas. You will notice one thing with Central C is there's quite a significant enunciation. So his lyrics are very clear to hear. I think he even did, was that on LA Leakers or something, he did that freestyle where he was explaining British words to the American audience. So that was quite key in terms of allowing him to cross over. But aside from that, the way that he enunciates his words is very impactful, so you can hear what he's saying, and no doubt that brings the music listeners back. Short sentences, clear ideas, direct delivery, easier to remember, easier to repeat. not simple by accident. They're optimized for memory, and then there's the hooks controversy. I'm not even gonna say, but that one there, obviously, there's controversy associated with it. But it creates online narratives. So what you do with that type of lyrical ability, the lyrics, you get the people online talking, and massive discussion, viral spread, bold, not cancelable, risky but controlled, made UK drill global. Now, I often had this discussion. I don't see him as a UK drill artist myself personally, but in terms of the beats, the instrumentals, I do understand they clearly do and would certainly fall into that category, and so I can understand why he might be categorized. And of course, when you go and upload your music on, I mean, actually, I don't think there's that. When you to the DSPs, I don't actually think there's a UK drill category per se, not in the ones that I've seen. But fair enough, the beats are UK drill. I don't see him as a UK drill. I actually just see him as a rapper who does and delves between sort of different genres. But I don't see him as drill myself. But he does remove barriers, less slang density, more universal themes. The music's exportable, and there's emotional duality, confident but conflicted. Spoken about survivors' guilt, vulnerability, fame, pressure, past struggles, and that makes him more relatable to the general public. It's not just projecting success, he's processing it. So there's an emotional contrast as part of the identity, and the shortness of the songs, where I said, seen that already, includes replay count, and hooks, energy, and retention. So I would say that I don't think his rise to success was particularly meteoric in terms of happening suddenly, because he's been doing this, as you know, he's been rapping for quite a long time. I would say 10, 8, 12, as you've seen when he was younger and stuff. But it happened, and when it did happen, he reached the precipice. He reached the pinnacle, and this is a new era of music acceleration. But as I say, he's put in the work, in my view. So in terms of the future, I would say, I mean, although I use the word pinnacle, I wouldn't say that he's at his pinnacle. He's no doubt got more collabs to do. I mean, when you've got the streaming numbers and the following that he does, 17.5 million. You've just got a audience. He's got his own audience to build on. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him doing even better, maybe multi-platinum, etc., etc. So this is what we're kind of looking at here with Impact. I might go over to his Spotify actually. As I say, I was looking at SD Kid earlier, Spotify Central C, and see what numbers we're talking about these days. I mean, and the other thing to bear in mind, even when you're looking at Spotify numbers, that's only a very small percentage of the picture in terms of impact. It is significant, but remember, there's other DSPs. There's even other DSPs. Not every country focuses on Spotify as their listen, where they listen. But as I say, so we're talking 24 million monthly listeners, very significant. And obviously, the collabs he's had with people like Dave Sprinter, that's 1 billion, isn't it? 1 billion, over 1 billion streams. Which one? 177 million, and Doja's getting close to that billion stream mark. And maybe you'll see him enter into the realms of the Nicki Minaj's and some of the very established rappers in terms of being a top 10 in streaming in years to come. Because I mean, he's still probably quite young. Let me just see. I think he's probably between. I think that one of the years he did a song called 27, so he's probably between 27 and 30 or something like that. I don't know, but time moves on. But you can build on what you've already done in the years that have gone by. So he's made his impact, and that's what Central C is kind of doing really. And I guess hopefully it does continue. But yeah, I thought I'd just do a video on Central C Impact. What are your views on Central C? Please let me know in the comments below. And please do hype this video. I beg up all the watchers, listeners and subscribers. Please continue to do so. But for now, I'm done talking.